All right. Welcome, everyone, to episode 17 of the Kota Capper College Football Central show presented by the Kota Sports Gambling Network. It is going to be our last episode of the season. Obviously, next week is Christmas. So we got some plans with Christmas, and I don't want to make the guys work on Christmas. Christmas is the time to have time off. So this is going to be our last episode, and we're covering the rest of the bowl games for the year. So if you think we're missing a bowl game, you're wrong because we just got every single bowl game we're going to be talking about. We got a big show ahead. Let's get started. My name is Kyle Comas, and joining me, we have the co-host of the Gabacho Borracho Soccer Podcast and an avid Husker fan, Mr. Corey Adair. We got the Michigan State Spartan fan, the Michigan man himself, Mr. Beast Picks. And we got the host of the Play Me or Fade Me podcast and watching his team in a bowl game this year. We got Mr. Action Junkie. Fellas, last week of the season, last episode of the season, how we doing?
I guess I'll let the boys start off.
All right. I'm doing fucking great. Dylan Riola, baby.
That's pretty fair. I got to be honest. When I saw that come through my Twitter feed, I said Nebraska. This is probably the biggest commitment in years. So that's a big one. Corey. He let everybody know, and I respect it. I would be doing the same thing.
Corey didn't know about it. I actually texted him and said Corey, and he's like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Dylan, Riola, Nebraska, really?"
Yeah, no, the moment you said that, I was like, there's only one reason Kyle's going to be hitting me up in the group chat randomly like this. I was driving to Walmart with Damien. I'm like, wait, Dylan?
Crazy.
No, I am absolutely jacked about that. And you're right, Beast. I'll honestly say, I'll say this is hands down the highest profile commitment we've gotten since probably Marlon Lucky back when I was in like middle school, dude. I'm talking decades. I'm talking decades. Like this is insane.
I have no clue who that is.
No clue. Of course you don't. Yeah. Of course you wouldn't. He did have like 79 catches one year with Bill Callahan as head coach. But no, he was a 5-star running back. We don't get 5 stars very often. People we do pretty well for ourselves in recruiting rankings as team rankings, but we don't generally pull in very many 5 stars. I think Aaron Green was our last one. He ended up playing for TCU in the end, anyways. So this is easily the biggest high profile recruit in my lifetime, and
Yeah.
I'm not scared to say that. So legacy, his dad's name's in the Ring of Honor on the stadium. He's
Forgot about Dominic Riola, Lions
that's your
legend.
boy.
Lions legend. People forget he was like a 17-year starter. Don't quote me on that. It was something like that, though. He was a long time Lion, kind of a legend. In a lot of bad years, he was there forever.
Dude. I mean, honestly, probably the duration of his career, he was the best center in the NFL.
He was really good. It's funny, like because the Lions were so bad during those years, we had some bad quarterbacks that ran through there. So we won't keep going on the Lions thing. But you're right. Solid offensive lineman. Glad to see Nebraska making steps in the right direction. That's all that matters. But I gotta know how my guy Action's doing. I mean, here's the thing. It's the best week, or I would say best month of the season as far as bowl games. A lot of football to talk. I know my guys got to be locked in.
Yeah, it's an exciting time across all the sports, of course. But I go back to Corey for a quick question. Is this why Kyle McCord left town without a deal at Nebraska? Would you rather have the kid or would you rather have McCord? Help me understand that.
Oh, I'd rather have Riola, 100%. I think from what I read, you don't know how much is true and rumor when it comes to the Twitterverse, but from the sounds of it, Nebraska wasn't necessarily as keen on McCord as McCord was on Nebraska. And I think his dad and the issues that they had at Ohio State had a lot to do with it. That's what I read. I don't know how true that is, but you're talking a legacy, and not just any legacy. You're talking about, I mean, he could be the best center in Nebraska history, but Dave Remington, the award's named after him. So how do you put him above him? But Dominic, everybody loves Dominic. So I don't know. It just, something feels right when you get a legacy that could be the guy that gets you over the hump, get you back to relevancy. And you get 4 years of eligibility out of that versus the one with McCord. So give me the kid.
Fair enough. I was just curious on that. I know Nebraska's got a lot of money nowadays to spend, but I didn't know if they were being selective or not.
Clearly, they don't have as much money as you were trying to say last week.
Did anybody else, and I shared this in the group chat, did anybody else find it really, really funny that McCord went to Syracuse? I just found that to be really, really funny. That's where he ended up going after Ohio State.
Yeah. I know to a lot of people too, like we were expecting a big name, or at least like if nothing else, like I would have expected a school like Nebraska, for example, that like at one point really was a powerhouse, and I would still say has a very rich history. No disrespect to Syracuse, but I actually think long term, truthfully, this may be the best move for McCord, because if he goes to Syracuse and just tears it up, maybe you do kind of see a position where he could, transfer again, or maybe he just sticks at Syracuse and he's just a really, really solid ACC quarterback, I guess, at that point. But we'll see. And heck, we're seeing Tommy DeVito starting NFL games.
Yeah.
Who's to say McCord couldn't be doing the same thing? Syracuse quarterback, shout out. Tommy DeVito, man. Shout out Syracuse legend Tommy DeVito, man. Well, he was at Syracuse, believe.
Illinois, I thought.
I think it was a Syracuse first, and then he
he was Syracuse. Yeah, I thought
he might have been. I think he transferred after Schrader went in there.
I think that's how it went, because I think he went like he stuck with that orange kind of deal. I think he went from Syracuse his first couple years. He was like I believe that's how it went. Somebody might
2017 to 2021 at Syracuse, and then just 1 year at Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah, I just remember him beating Nebraska in week 0. That's all I remember.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, he was fun as a freshman there, I believe. I remember him being kind of coming on the scene. Shout out Tommy DeVito.
Shout out. All right, gentlemen. Well, hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got something we're going to bring back all the way from week 1. We got a lot of great things to talk about, but one more trivia question to round it out here. And if you guys know me, I would be remiss if I didn't do a trivia question about the Heisman Trophy. I do a Heisman Trophy question quite often. So I've given you guys some kind of harder questions, some complex questions. I'll just give you just a flat out, just vanilla question. Who was the last true freshman to win the Heisman? True freshman, not redshirt. The last true freshman to win the Heisman. So I will give you time to think about it really quick while I do our ad read. The Kota Capper College Football Central Show is sponsored by Better Edge. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace that is legal in 45 different states and operates like a marketplace. How does that work? Let me give you an example. Let's use the Rose Bowl game as an example. One person on the platform likes Michigan money line. They put $10 on that line. Another person on the platform likes Alabama money line. They put $10 on that line. Boom, you now got an exchange because you're going peer to peer and not person to sports book. That's what makes it legal in 45 different states. Now, a lot of lines, on spreads and over-unders, they might be minus 100, plus 100. They might be juiced, but on Better Edge, it's always minus 100, plus 100. You get such a higher payback on the platform. And we've said it multiple times in the show, if you don't like a line, you can create your own line. And if someone is on the opposite side of that line, that's the line you get. And how many sportsbooks can you say that about? I can't think of any but Better Edge. They have several different competitions such as, Battle Royale, Survivor, Chaser, just a bunch of different competitions. Keeps things competitive, kind of like a DraftKings or a FanDuel. And it also incorporates social media. You can go on the platform, you can post your plays, people can fade them, people can ride with you. We love Better Edge here at the Coast Sports Gambling Network. Go to their website, www.betteredge.com, and use promo code Kyle, Corey, Beast, Play Me. Any of those promo codes, you get $20 added to your account. I mean, you put money in, you get $20 added. We love that. www.betteredge.com. So, gentlemen, again, just kind of a vanilla question, not too complex. Who is the last true freshman to win the Heisman? Corey, we'll start with you. Who do you think it is?
I'm half tempted to say trick question and say none, but I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson.
Okay, sounds good. Action, who do you think it is?
I wanted to go way back when, but then I watched the movie We Are Marshall, and freshmen didn't get to play until then, right? So That moves me to the modern era. Skip. I have no idea. I can't even picture a freshman.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. Sounds good. Beast, what do you got?
It's Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel.
I go with Beast.
You can go with Beast. Okay, sounds good. So, just for clarification purposes, Lamar Jackson was a sophomore when he won the Heisman, and Beast Johnny Manziel was a freshman when he won the Heisman, but the year before him was Jameis Winston, who was also a freshman and won the Heisman, which is the correct answer. Jameis Winston in 2013.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's a good call. I didn't even think of Jameis. For whatever reason, I thought he was sophomore, junior. That's a good call.
Yeah, he played in the playoff when he was a sophomore or
Insane.
junior, I believe.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's so crazy. Good for Jameis.
A clarification here, Kyle. I want to challenge you here. You said he couldn't be a red shirt though, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't believe he was a red shirt when he won it.
I think he redshirted in 2012.
Ooh,
We may have some.
we may have
debate
something going on here.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Could be a trick question.
It could be.
That's what I'm saying.
Look that one up.
don't
I
know.
see a red shirt on my screen here for him.
Lamar Jackson was for sure a sophomore, Corey. That's not a debate, but
Not what I meant. I meant that I thought Johnny Manziel was a redshirt freshman too.
I don't think he was. I think he was a true freshman. But
The reason I went with Manziel was because of the documentary. I feel like I remember him coming like right out of high school, and like they said like he was not. He didn't really get a chance to sit on a college roster for a year. I think he just came right into the scene. I think.
He redshirted in 2011, so Manziel did not win it as a true freshman either.
all right, so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get our dear friend Pace on the horn here, and we're gonna cut the trivia question. Is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna move on with the rest of the show.
There you go. Maybe
that was great. That was great.
Get Pace on the horn and see if he can come up with another trivia question. We'll funnel it in at the end, and we can act. Yeah. See, be like, hey, we're gonna cut it out. But while you're at it, like if you can think of one quick, then we don't have to do any of the work. He'll do all the work.
Who was the first redshirt freshman to ever win? You got it. Winston is right. There we go.
Or was it Winston? Tebow was a redshirt sophomore.
No, if we're going redshirt freshman, it would be Bryce Young.
Okay.
Almost recent. Okay.
Yeah. If we're going redshirt freshman, it'd be Bryce Young. So you know what I just did? I texted the Kota Capper group chat and said I need a trivia question. So we're gonna see what we come up with. But yeah, that's my bad. I went off of Wikipedia, and I'm never gonna do that again.
Well, I'm looking at Wikipedia too, so I may have some stuff wrong on the individual players, but at least they put a red shirt on the thing. So
joke's on you. I changed it in between.
Yeah, Corey went on during the ad read and changed it. All right. Well, we'll wait for people to give us a trivia question here, but really quick, gentlemen. So we got a snake draft, and we got a lot of games we're going to talk about in the pick'em here. The second episode of the season, I asked you guys, bring me a hot take. Bring me a take that you think is hot and you think might also happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring them up. We normally do this with Heisman, but none of us got the Heisman right, and I think Thomas was the closest with Michael Penix. So we're going to do our hot takes for everybody, and then we'll let everyone kind of discuss their thoughts on it. And Corey, you weren't on the second episode, but you did have some hot takes all year long that I do want to bring up, and I want you to have the reins on that. But really quick, let's go through everyone's hot takes. So Thomas isn't here, so I just kind of want you guys to hear Thomas's. Thomas said a Pac-12 team that is not USC will make the college football playoff. Thomas,
Nice job.
Yep, he said it's either going to be Washington, Utah, or Oregon, so he nailed it.
Yeah, I thought he was crazy for the Washington one. I could see Oregon and Utah both, and I think I took a jab at him aside from the group chat and told him it was never going to be Washington.
Yeah. Thomas knows ball. There's no doubt about that. Action, we'll go to you. Your hot take was no conference will have more teams inside the top 10 after the bowl season than the Pac-12.
That's not looking good right now. If Arizona wins their bowl game, Oregon wins theirs, Washington's going to finish in the top 10. I could get 3 in there. And I guess then at that point, it's got a shot to at least be partially correct, because I said no team would have more, or no conference would have more. If they get 3 in, then I have a shot. But I need Arizona to obviously win their bowl game to have any shot for that to happen. And,
Probably
they play
need-
Oklahoma.
Probably need Ole Miss or some Missouri to lose.
Yeah, I guess I need 3 teams to lose in front. They play Oklahoma, so that's 1. So then I would need Missouri, Penn State, or LSU to lose.
So I mean, that's definitely doable action. So
yeah, that one's still in play. Because Ole Miss and Penn State play each other, so one of those will lose. They beat Oklahoma, so 2 of the 3 are gone. So I just need one more thing to happen.
My thought there is you need SEC to drop down, because you got Georgia and Bama that'll probably finish top 10. So if you get whoever you just said was playing Penn State, if they lose, then you can have 3 SEC teams tied with your Pac-12.
Yeah, because right now Missouri would be that 3rd SEC team in the top 10.
And if
I'd love for them to lose.
And if Ole Miss beats Penn State, they'll
jump into the top 10. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's very doable, actually.
All right.
But it's not, to full disclosure, it's not the teams I expected. I mean, I'm talking about
Right.
Arizona leapfrogging in where I thought it was going to be USC and Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beast, your hot take. Not only will Caleb Williams not win the Heisman, he's not even going to go to New York. Nailed it, buddy.
I can't say that I was wrong here. He didn't have a bad season, and I feel like we should kind of clarify that. Like, he didn't have a bad year. He just had a couple games there, I would say. What was you guys are gonna have to help me out, because I just don't have a great memory here. But there was one game that he had a really, really bad game, and we all said this is the game that's going to keep him out of the Heisman.
I thought it was Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think that was it. He threw a couple picks. I think it was at least 3 picks.
Mm-hmm.
May have been more than that. Yeah, he had a real bad game, and we kind of all were like, I don't think that's going to help that resume.
I'm pretty sure he got benched that Notre Dame.
Yeah, 199, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I was gonna say he didn't even get to 200
I'm
yards.
sure he got benched that game too.
Yep, yeah. USC just had some real struggles at times as a team. So, and maybe like I could have seen that kind of writing on the wall because we saw some flaws last year. But I'm glad it went my way. But at times this year, it seemed like he was going to get right back in that New York conversation.
It's almost like leaving a school with your head coach is kind of a scumbag move, you ask me.
Ooh, Kyle throwing a little bit of shade.
Yeah, that's a fair one. I mean, keep in mind USC started 6-0. They finished 1-5.
Yeah.
I mean, 1-5 down the stretch.
Yep.
I mean, I wasn't he still the odds-on winner after 6 games?
He was.
Yeah.
By a large margin too.
Yeah.
But Shadur Sanders was also up there with them too. And Travis.
I won't go over his stats the rest of the year.
But remember, they got the 45th ranked recruiting class in the country, boys.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you guys want to hear a hot take that's dead to rights, that would be my hot take. My hot take at the beginning of the year was the winner of the ACC championship would not only make the college football playoff, but they'd also make the championship game. I got fucked personally. Let's just throw it out there. Florida State not making it. And Beast, I know you are so pro Florida State not going in the playoff, but god damn it. Not only did the wrong thing happen, but I got screwed out of it too.
He did. The ACC deserves a lot better as a conference. I would say Kyle deserves better.
I deserve way better than that, but
It blows my mind that the Pac-12 gets so much more credit than the ACC when the ACC's won a national championship recently and the Pac-12 hasn't won one in how long? How long?
True. Even a
Just
bad,
amazing.
well, I wouldn't even say bad, but like even like a Clemson team that has a year would beat a lot of Pac-12 teams.
Yeah.
Like I kind of hate to say it. I hate to say it like that, but hey, we don't have to revisit who we all chose for the Heisman because I may or may not have chose Cade Klubnik. So at least that wasn't part of it. But hey, I'll reveal that. That was my coldest take of the year. So
I do believe that only there was 5 of us on the panel. I believe only 2 of us had one that had some that was within the top 5. So because I had Jordan Travis and he finished 5th.
Yep.
And then,
Yep.
Action had Caleb Williams and Corey had Sam Hartman. So
yeah. Yep. Yep.
But Corey, you had a lot of hot takes at the beginning of the year. You had a hot take about Michigan and Blake Corum. You had a hot take about Illinois. You had a hot take about the Big Ten in general. You had a lot of hot takes. So obviously you weren't on the first show, but full reigns, buddy. You had some hot takes. Why don't you talk about them?
Yeah, I can't. The Blake Corum one is TBD. You know, that was more about him in the NFL. I just think I think he is a good college running back. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's going to have a great NFL career. I think he's got a pair of thick thighs, and that's about it. And I will stand by that. And we will see what happens starting next year. Michigan did not have to use him very much this year, so it's kind of. I mean, we'll see in the playoff. I guess I'm sure that they'll try to hand it to him 30 times if they can, but. The Illinois one, that one, I'll bite that bullet. I said that Illinois had a better, what was it? Illinois had a better chance of winning the West than Wisconsin or something. It was
Wisconsin and Iowa.
Wisconsin. I said Wisconsin or Iowa are not winning the West. And I said that if I was going to put money on somebody other than them, it'd be Illinois. And that went downhill really fast. But I was right on the Wisconsin part, and Potato still owes me a picture of him wearing a Texas shirt. So even though the Illinois thing was god awful, I still got the Wisconsin part right. I will say that. But yeah, Illinois never back in Bird ever again.
Fair. Although I disagree with you about the whole quorum thing. That's a conversation for another time because we don't have that. We don't have that.
His college career is over. Like we got 2 more games potentially with him playing in college, and then we'll see. This argument will continue after that.
Fair enough. All right. Sounds good. Well, gentlemen, let's get right to it. So last one of the year, we are going to do the remaining college football games snake draft. For those of you that don't know, everybody on the panel must have a full game spread, a full game over under, a money line, a team total, and a first half play. The higher you drafted, the more units they're worth. Round 1 is worth 5. Round 2 is worth 4. Round 3 is worth 3. Round 2 is worth 2. Round 1 is worth 1. I do not have standings right now because me, Action, and Corey all have a play on this UTSA game tonight. So we need to wait on those standings there. We did the snake draft order before we started. It went me, Beast, Corey, and Action. However, I did not want 1-1. So me and Corey have officially agreed to a trade to trade all our picks. So the order will now be Corey, Beast, myself, and Action. Action will get back to back and it'll snake around back to Corey. So, and again, one thing to know, it's all the remaining games besides obviously the national championship because we don't know who's playing in that yet. But all the remaining games are eligible. And yeah, let's get right to it. Corey, you have the number 1 overall pick. Where are you going?
Well, I fucked up, guys. I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I fucked up. I only went till the Wednesday games, so I only have half the board available to me right now with my plays. I didn't realize. I don't know why. I didn't realize we were just gonna bet on the rest of the games altogether. I thought we were doing one more episode. So, this is on me. But I still really like this play. I'm gonna go James Madison -1.5.
Okay.
All right.
I think Air Force kind of tailed off at the end of the year. I think James Madison is out to prove something. I think I think the whole hoopla about them making a bowl game, not making a bowl game, I think they're going to come out to prove a point.
Say you
That's fair.
say you didn't.
I'm looking for my challenge flag.
Oh,
Ooh.
go ahead.
Toss it.
Go for it.
No, just my counterpoint there. Obviously, you lost your coach. He took his entire staff with him, basically. They had to hire 5 temp coaches to prepare for a unique offense. You're right. Air Force struggled towards the end of the year, but their quarterback's going to be back for this game. Their offensive weapons are back. And James Madison, the players right now are saying they're going to play, but they got 20 kids in the portal that are almost all headed to Indiana. So I really like Air Force in this one. So, hey, I got to use my last challenge of the year. I had to get it out there.
Had to use it on Corey too.
Had to.
Yeah. So next year we'll start with a rouser for someone.
Love it.
Also, Corey revealing he didn't read the group chat without revealing he didn't read the group chat. I clearly stated all bowl games are eligible.
Oh yeah, no. The moment we started recording, I was like, oh shit, he did say that.
It's okay. Hey, you might have some time on some of the turnarounds to flip a play.
Yeah. Just can't take a spread now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's a good spread. Whatever.
All right. Sounds good. Beast, you have the second overall pick. Where are you going?
I think I'm gonna do it. I know this may not be the prettiest play, and probably not something that people were really looking at as like their top play on the board. So it's not like somebody's gonna steal it. But I love this play. I'm gonna take Wyoming. First half -1.5 against Toledo. Talk about a team and just I feel like a culture at a university of just really taking bowl games serious. That would be Wyoming. Obviously, Toledo, all respect, but I think Wyoming and everything they've done as a program, and not just this year, but past years too. I really like that Wyoming team. I like their culture. I think they're going to come into this game, and while some teams might kind of take bowl games off, that's not Wyoming. That's not what they do. They're going to bring that grittiness, that kind of what's the city they're in that I'm thinking of? Laramie.
Yep.
There we go. That Laramie culture. I think they're going to bring it. They're about a 4-point favorite, 3.5, 4-point favorite full game. So if you really like that 3.5, 4 points, you could take it full game too. But I'm going to go first half. I think they come in and they establish this game from the start to finish, and they really punch him in the mouth right off the bat. We get that, they're going to be up 3 or more, I think, at minimum. So to get it at -1.5, that's a great look. So I'm going to take them first half. It's all about the culture, all about the grit in this first play of the week, I guess.
And it is the last game for Craig Bohl. Obviously, he stepped down as head coach.
Yep.
Their offensive coordinator's gone. He's now the head coach at North Dakota State. He took the job on Sunday. Defensive coordinator elevated to the head coaching job. I think they will come out fired up to try to give Craig Bohl a ride off into the sunset.
What
I love
what
it.
was
I
the
love it.
line on that, Beast?
We got -115.
15. Okay. Sounds good. I did get a trivia question from somebody, so I'm gonna see if Pace can do some magic. So Pace, if you want to move this to before the ad read, that'd be awesome. So shout out to our dear friend Soup, and his trivia question is, who led the Gophers in receiving yards in 2019? Go ahead, Corey.
Chris Hotman Bell.
Okay. Beast, any idea before I go to the Gopher fan?
Oh no, that was wrong, and I know who it was.
Well, that's what I was kind of thinking. That was about the only guess I had. I can't really say I'm well versed in Minnesota Gophers receivers. But now Corey's saying he doesn't think it's him. Yeah, we'll stick with Holden Bell. That's fine. But I think our guy Action's about our best chance at taking this one.
Yeah, no.
And unfortunately for me, it's a 50-50 because both of these guys ended up in the NFL. Tyler Johnson and Bateman. I think it was Tyler Johnson over Bateman, though. It wasn't by much. Those guys were 1A and 1B that year. Bateman went first round though. I'll still go Johnson. I think he had the better year.
Okay, it's Bateman. I want to go Bateman.
Okay, so we got 3 different
Yeah.
answers. And one of you are correct. And the correct answer is Tyler Johnson.
Yep.
Way to end on a high, Action.
You finally gave me a Gopher trivia question. That kind of helped me a little bit.
Well, shout out Soup, who's also a Gopher fan.
That was an 11-win season, by the way. Just so you guys in Iowa, I don't know if you can count that high, but that was 11.
How did they do against Iowa that season, though?
Next question. What do we got going on?
I'm gonna just throw this under the bus. It's all Minnesota nice until it's talking about people from Iowa. I swear to God, I lived up there for a year. I know.
No. I respect the Hawkeyes. I'm just saying, yeah.
You just made fun of the citizens of the great state of Iowa.
No. I was talking about the football program trying to get that 11th win. Don't you guys normally stop at 10?
People forget we almost made the playoff one year. Thanks to Michigan State.
Beast did not forget that.
Beast never forget.
I, in fact, did not forget that. Shout out LJ Scott. Shout out Connor Cook.
Freaking LJ Scott.
Hey, but CJ Beathard that game, maybe one of my favorite college football memories because it worked out. My team still ended up winning, so that's probably why I say that. But that pass from Beathard, I don't know who the receiver that caught it was. What a bomb. That was
Smith. It was Tavon Smith.
Dude, that was such a sick play to have in the conference championship. And the Iowa fans of the game were going bonkers. That was probably one of my favorite when I think of like Iowa highlights. Such a great highlight. He threw a cannon. That thing had to have traveled like 100 yards up in the air, it felt like.
Yeah. And then we got steamed by Christian McCaffrey in the Rose Bowl. But that's another story for another time. It's my turn now. And I got a spread that I kind of like here. And if nobody would have wanted to trade me 1-1, this is probably what I would have taken. I'm going to take UCF minus 4.5 against Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech is fraudulent. I think they do not deserve to be in a bowl game. I don't think that Haynes King is that good of a QB. I don't think that defense is very good. I think they caught lightning in a bottle late. They played teams that were injured and teams that were playing bad football, and they ended up getting 6 wins. I don't think they're a very good team. They got steamrolled by really good teams like Florida State and Duke. I just don't believe in them. And not only that, I think that they're missing several players on their defensive line. And I think John Reese Plumlee is absolutely going to tear that defense apart. So with all that being said, I'm going to take UCF minus 4.5. I think they win by a touchdown plus in this game. And that is where I'm going to go. All right. Seeing none, we will move on to Action. Action, you do have back-to-back here. We'll start with your first round play worth 5 units.
Yeah, just a quick comment about that UCF play. Love that one because I think I heard this week that UCF sold the record amount of tickets for that game. It's only an hour drive from Orlando to Tampa, of course, or to St. Pete. So, yeah, that should definitely be a nice home cooking for them as well. So I don't care about the rest. There's only 2 football games left, in my opinion. I am sick and tired of betting on games where everyone's going to opt out, and I have to worry about it all the way till kickoff. So I'm going to go to the granddaddy of them all. I'm going to go Michigan minus the 1.5 against Alabama. That's my first play. I heard it here on this show after Texas beat Alabama. Nick Saban was past his prime, NIL, all this. Alabama's falling apart. So I believe you guys. So I'm all in on Michigan here. Coach Harbaugh gets the job done. He beats Saban, and the Wolverines smell the roses at the end of that one. And then coming back with my next pick, I will go right to the money line. It's a minus 185. Give me the Texas Longhorns over Washington.
All right.
And you guys can use your challenge flags on those.
No, you know what? I almost took that because that's such a good look. That's a really good line. When you really think about it, it could be a toss-up, frankly. So I like that a lot. I almost made it mine.
Isn't it crazy to think that the 1-4 matchup has a closer spread than the 2-3? I think that's kind of crazy.
But we didn't get the 4 best teams in. That's the problem.
Correct. You know what? Action's been dominating in everything. He's gonna win lock of the week. He's probably gonna win this, and he very well could win upset too. He has a chance for the trifecta here. I had this play down, and I was gonna go to this place. You know what, Action? I think this game's gonna be close. Let's do a lockup. I'm taking Washington money line plus 169. I think their one loss, Texas's one loss this year was to Oklahoma. Oklahoma has a solid QB in Dylan Gabriel. Washington is a solid QB. They have a Heisman runner-up, Michael Penix. Oklahoma has a lot of good receivers. Washington is one of the best receivers in the country in Rome Odunze. They're an undefeated team in the country right now, and they're underdogs. And I think they're going to prove some people wrong here. And I also like getting a high plus money value here with 4 units to give me an opportunity to get back in the green here. So let's have a lock-off action. How about it? I'm taking Washington money line in the second round.
Ooh,
I like it. You notice I didn't pick Texas on the spread there. I only went Texas money line. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting football game. So can't wait to see how it goes.
Absolutely.
Lock off to end the year. That's great. That makes
We
for
got a
a
lock
fun
off this year.
CFP. Yeah.
And it'll be on New Year's Day too, and I get New Year's Day off of work, so you'd bet your ass my butt's gonna be on the couch just watching football. I'm
Thank
glad
God
it's
they
on New
switched
Year's
it.
Day instead of New Year's Eve because I really hated it that the playoff was on during New Year's Eve because I always have at a party for New Year's Eve and they never have the game on because everyone wants to watch the ball drop and stuff like that. So I never even get a chance to watch those games. So I'm glad it's on New Year's Day this year.
Shout out all my East Coast, or I should say Eastern time zone people. Last year, the Ohio State Georgia field goal, I am not bullshitting you. It was as the ball dropped. Like, as the ball dropped. So I was at a bar full of people. We got a countdown going on, and we have a game in front of us. And you had about 50% of the dudes at the bar that are trying to watch the game, but also trying to entertain their girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever, because, hey, I got to do the New Year's kiss. I can guarantee you the amount of New Year's kisses that were just like, oh, I'll give you a peck, but I'm more focused on the game.
Or their
were
eyes
like,
were open.
Yeah, they're like kissing, but they're like looking up at the TV. Like, yeah, nobody was giving any cares about the ball drop. They wanted to see if that field goal went in. And I'm so glad that that's not a concern anymore because you're right. It would potentially throw a wrench in all of the New Year's Eve plans. I can say as a Michigan State fan, it ruined New Year's Eve for many fans. I luckily can kind of get over a loss early in the night, do our thing, but it's ruined it for Michigan fans the last 2 years. And I have a lot of Michigan fans that I will go out with, and it puts such a rain on the parade. None of them are excited. Like, they don't want to do anything for the rest of the night because their team lost. And it's like, grow up. I hate to say it, but like, grow up and just move on with the night. But nobody can do that. I get it. It's your team. So I'm glad that that's not a thing because you're right. Like, if your team wins, it's the best New Year's Eve ever. But if they lose, it sucks. So I like it.
I bet JJ McCarthy just wished it was any day but New Year's Eve after that game where he threw 2 pick sixes. Just yeah.
True. A lot of people aren't talking about that as we lead up to the Alabama game that he played good under a lot of pressure and a lot of bright lights, but the one game he didn't was that game. He had a good game, but 2 pick sixes is still 2 pick sixes. Mm-hmm. That's like saying, well, Matthew Stafford threw 4 touchdowns, but Matthew Stafford threw 2 pick sixes because he did that kind of shit back. He still does it all the time. That's like the Matthew Stafford special, man.
All right. Sounds good. Beast, you're up with your second round play here.
My second round play, I like this one a lot. I'm going to go SMU, Boston College, over 50.5 total points. I know that you're always going to have some people sitting out and whatever, but I still think there's going to be enough working with us. 50.5 points is low for any college game in general. Neither one of these defenses really impresses me. Even if we do get some backups playing at skill positions, I think 50.5 points is just low. And I think we're going to see some fireworks. I just need 51. I just need 51. So I'm going to take that. I like that line a lot, and that's going to be my play.
Yep, I like that too, because I don't think either of those defenses are any good. So
No, yeah, that's the thing. And SMU's like whole thing is they don't really. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I don't think they play super high level of defense, but their offense usually can bring it. So even if we're not getting every key player on offense, I still think their depth is going to be fine. I think so. We're going to roll with it. 50.5 points. That's all I need. All I need.
Like it. All right. Sounds good. Corey, you do have back-to-back here. We'll start with your second round play worth 4 units.
Yeah, so I had plenty of time there. I found one that I liked.
All right.
That was past Tuesday. So we're back on track. We're back on track. I like both offenses in this matchup. So I'm gonna go with over 46. I think 46 is kind of a low number. Action's probably gonna throw a flag on me again and tell me, so and so is not playing in this game, and then there goes my bet again. But I'm gonna take Maryland and Auburn over 46.
Ooh, I'm going to throw the challenge. Like, Talia is not playing.
I don't think it matters.
I had the under for this game if I didn't get what the over-under I was going to take. I think that offense stinks, and I think without Talia, that Maryland offense is not very good either.
I think Maryland gets enough athletes out of the DMV that they can score some points.
That's fair. I had the under, so maybe we'll have a second lock off if I'm feeling frisky, but
yeah, as you can tell, I mean, I don't know. There's just too many players choosing. I hate this. This is honestly what I hate about bowl games.
Well, Action said it best. Besides the Rose Bowl and what's the other, the Sugar Bowl? Is that the
Sugar's the other semi? Yeah.
Yeah. Besides those two, you can't hardly handicap any games because you just don't know.
Well, and they lie to you too. I mean, I read 19 articles about Frank Harris being so excited to finish his career. The one thing he hadn't done at UTSA is to win a bowl game there because the program's never won a bowl game. They lied to me for 2 weeks. And then the day of the game, the line moved 7 points. It's they drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The group of, other than the power conferences, put them all in a bracket and say 8 teams, you're playing in a playoff. Let's eliminate these bowl games and let's have a tier 2 playoff system too. And let's let the group of conferences play.
Ooh, I actually like that.
NIT football style.
Yeah, NIT football style. I mean, copy the FCS. I mean, give us midweek football. We have action in November. It's like give us midweek semifinals and quarterfinals for this stuff.
I like that a lot, actually.
I mean, because then they have something to play for. And you know what? Let's this whole system's going to change one day anyway. But you can start doing a TV share for the players that play.
Yeah.
It's like I'm done with opt-outs. It's like if no one else cares about the game, I'm not going to care about it either.
And to think it all started with Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and I mean I understand why the players do it. Don't get me wrong, but
I kind of wish Christian McCaffrey would have opted out the Rose Bowl game against Iowa. If you,
yeah, I agree. I think there needs to be, and I would imagine the NCAA is thinking about ways they can kind of address it. But it's become a problem because it's every year. And like Action said, I mean, today, like frankly, as we're recording, if we really want to talk about what happened with the game, the bowl game today, Frank Harris was announced that he was not going to play very late in the day. A lot of people put in bets in the morning, and by 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that was a quick change after no change all week. You know what I mean? So if you put a bet in on Sunday or Monday, you'd be screwed too. And it changed that spread like 5 points. That's a large change.
And Corey, really quick before you go, have you guys seen a line move so quickly? It went from UTSA -14. As soon as Frank Harris was announced, it dropped to -7 like that. I've never seen a line change so quickly.
Yeah. I'm not even sure who the backup is for UTSA. That's the problem. And that's probably the bigger issue.
Because nobody cares because Frank Harris was on the team.
Yeah, and that's the thing is everybody was banking on Frank Harris. I don't know. I hate to say it, but it kind of feels fishy to announce that this late.
Yeah.
It feels like there was some money involved in that, but maybe not. Maybe but you can't tell me he didn't know he was not going to play on Sunday. Like he didn't just wake up today and say, I don't really want to play today. Like he knew.
Yeah.
Would have been bad for ticket sales though.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Get all those people from San Antonio to drive up to Dallas for this game. They're not going to make that drive if he's not playing.
I think one thing that pisses me off about this too is bowl games used to have value. Even if you did have one person opt out, there's value in the practices, but you add the transfer portal on top of the opt outs. What benefit? Like what? I mean, let me just pick a random ass team here. Let's say LSU, JMU, actually, James Madison. We'll use James Madison as a perfect example. You have all of these people entering the transfer portal, and then you have players opting out. What benefit does this team get next year for making a bowl game? None at this point. None. You're not developing guys because half of the guys that you would want to develop are now in the transfer portal.
And they're not developing in the new coaching staff system anyway.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's once again, when you have so many 6-6 teams in, half these coaches got fired.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality of it. I mean, half the coaches have changed. I mean, I look at Minnesota, the word is we had to give a kid $30,000 in nil to be our quarterback because our starting quarterback obviously opted out, or not opted out, but he transferred out, right? AK. And we got the kid from New Hampshire coming in. We were going to have no quarterback for this game, so we had to give a kid $30,000 in nil just to stay for the bowl game before he goes into the portal.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
This is college football. We lost our defensive coordinator to Michigan State, so he's not going to be around. We're making other staff changes, and I mean, it's just tough to really, really get excited for these games anymore.
And that's actually more of a detriment to the team going into next year. That's not something like you're not building anything at that point. You're probably actually hurting morale going into the offseason.
Well, yeah, we're going to lift the quarterback up on his shoulders that's going to go into the portal. I mean, that's, It's like, a rallying cry. Here we go. Let's show that photo for the next 30 years.
Yep. For sure. All right, Corey, let's start the third round here. You're
well, hopefully nobody argues with this one. Jesus, I'm 0 for 2 on this.
Beef, you have a challenge too.
Yeah, Beast has a challenge too. This one I do think both teams kind of care about. I don't know. I could be dead ass wrong. We'll see. I'm going to go with Northwestern team total under 17.5 at -135.
Okay.
I don't even really want to talk about it much, but the Utah Northwestern, with the way Northwestern played throughout the year, the way Utah plays football, this screams unders matchup to me.
That game's going to stink, by the way.
Crickets, nothing. Yes, I got a winner.
Just that game's going to stink, so there's nothing to argue.
I'm hoping for running time.
Yeah.
Hey, stinky games mean unders, baby.
True. I don't really even want to talk about that game much, so I'm going to move on to Beast. Beast, third round play, we're 3 units.
I think I'm going to do it, guys. It's time. We're going to go Oklahoma State money line plus 114 against Texas A&M.
All right.
I'm not afraid of Texas A&M. And I don't think any team really should be. But Oklahoma State is an underdog. They got to feel disrespected. They had a really good season this year. Sure. I'm just like any team that we've talked about today, they'll probably be sit outs, but there's some disrespect here. Is this the whole disrespect kind of game where you go in and you really try to play up? I don't know if Texas A&M really cares that much about this game. Maybe they do, but this is when I look at this game, this is a game I could easily see Oklahoma State being a 2.5 point favorite, 3 point favorite. That's where I probably actually value it. So to get them as a plus money line, I have to do it. So that would be a nice hit with a 3-unit play to hit a plus 114. It'd be a nice little chunk. I think we can do it. I think it's a small money line at plus money, but I think we can do it.
Okay. I like that a lot. Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of Texas A&M, but teams are because their fans are a cult, but that's the only
They kind of are, yeah.
reason why.
Fucking weirdos is what they are.
Yeah, like I said, it's people have said it numerous times, and I agree with that. That's a cult fan base.
Yeah, they're weird, man.
You want me to
They're
go up to the
very weird.
closet and get my Texas A&M shirt?
Oh
You
yeah.
have one.
All right. Nope, sounds good, Beastie. All right, I'm up now, so I'm going to go to a team total here, and I'm going to go with a game where both of my teams in the college football team draft are playing each other, and I'm going to take Duke team total under 17.5 at a minus 130. Duke's without Mike Elko because he's going to Texas A&M. Riley Leonard hit the transfer portal. They're starting running back hit the transfer portal. One of the wide receivers opted out. Several players in the defense isn't playing. And Troy's defense is legit. They're only allowing 16.1 points per game. And I think this is just going to be a butt kicking. So I think Duke doesn't score very much. They got a lot of people that they need to try to build on that personnel. And I think that it just doesn't happen here. So I'm going to take Duke team total under 17.5 at a minus 130. And that is where I'm going to go. Okay. Sounds good. Action.
Yeah.
You do have back-to-back here. We'll start with your third round play with 3 units.
I didn't want to touch this game, but I will play Minnesota Bowling Green for all the reasons I just referenced. It's chaos. I mean, we're paying a quarterback that doesn't know how to throw the football to stick around to start. So I'll go the first half under 20.5. It's the only line I can find out here, and it's a minus 128.
Okay. No, but you know what though? Minus 128 is not bad.
Well, considering it's the only line I have on the game, I don't have any options.
A little bit of juice, but if you like the play, and I kind of agree. I kind of think as long as it wins, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean, right? Like
I'm going Corey's system. I want stinky, and that should be stinky.
Sickos United.
Yeah, no doubt. And then my wraparound pick, I'm going to go Texas Washington under 63.
Ooh, okay.
I was wrong on Texas Oklahoma. So if you're right that Washington is Oklahoma 2.0, I'm going to be wrong on this one as well. But national championship, I think, is going to be a little tighter. And I don't expect as much explosiveness in the first half. Should have played that one first half under, but I wasn't comfortable with the Minnesota full game.
And that first half under was 20.5, correct?
20.5, not 2-1, 2-0.
20.5.
Yep.
Okay. That Texas Washington's one's interesting, but I'm the type of guy that likes to bet an over in a college football playoff game. But I can see that game being tight too, so I think that could very well hit. So
yeah.
All right. Sounds good. So I am going to go to a first half play, and we talked about this game already. I'm going to take James Madison Air Force first half under 20.5 at a minus 110. Action said it already. James Madison lost a lot of people and a lot of coaching personnel, and Air Force is a type of team that, like other service academy teams, likes to slow you down. They like to make sure that you don't have many possessions. They like to make sure the possessions are longer. They like to dominate the time of possession. And I think that this is going to be a slow-moving first half here. So I'm going to go James Madison Air Force first half under 20.5, and I get that to minus 110.
Yeah. No, I mean, Air Force with how much I know that the quarterback's back, like we kind of said, but with how much the whole, I don't know, it's very defense heavy, very run heavy. Even Air Force, it's different, I know now, but like I like that a lot. I think that's I might have to tell you on that, to be honest.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I like that play.
Appreciate it. Okay. Sounds good. BC, will go to you with your fourth round play worth 2 units.
Whoa.
I don't think anybody's touched this one yet, and I'm kind of surprised. So if somebody has and I just missed it, but I don't think they have. I'm going to take Missouri -1.5. Nobody's touched that, correct?
No.
All right, I didn't think so. And this was a play. This was probably one I could have went with that 5-unit play because I thought somebody would take this. I got Missouri -1.5 against Ohio State. Outside of Ohio State having the big name, Kyle McCord's not there. You're probably gonna have some, backup quarterback playing. I'm assuming here, because and who knows really what's going to be going on. Is Marvin Harrison playing in this game? I don't know if that's been announced. I wouldn't assume so. Why would he? He's going to be a first round pick. I probably could have looked that one up, but that's okay. But no, I'm more just Missouri. Really, really solid season. Probably their best season in years. And I think that this is a game where they kind of clean up. I know that Ohio State has a solid squad, but I don't think Ohio State has actually been tested as much as we really think. Notre Dame didn't really finish out how we thought they were going to finish. Penn State, I mean, yeah, they're good, but are they? At times, I don't know. And then Michigan, I know that they were obviously a CFP team, and I think Michigan's very solid this year, but Michigan at times, I mean, I never really felt like that game was super out of a hand, but Michigan kind of cleaned them up, so I would say Mizzou getting -1.5. I think that's a really, really good line. I also think it's a little bit of a trap. They want you to kind of take Ohio State, just because the blue blood name. So we're gonna take Mizzou. Go Tigers.
I also
not like LSU.
I think in bowl games too, outside of the opt-outs and outside of transfer portal and all that stuff, you got to look at the motivation factor. And then I absolutely think that Missouri has the motivation on their side in that game in spades.
Yep. No, you're spot on. Ohio State's bummed they didn't get in the CFP, and they probably could care less if they won or lost this game. This will not matter to them. You're right.
Yeah, and I think that having that type of motivation, Missouri, I don't think will have as many opt-outs. Like I just think that they're going to be all in on beating a blue blood like Ohio State.
Oh yeah, yep.
All right, so I have back-to-back here. First, though, something came up on Twitter, and I got to get this because Action will appreciate this. I think you will too, Beast. Even though I'm a little bit more of a grandpa than you are, I guess. The two starting quarterbacks in this UTSA Marshall game. Did you guys see who they were?
One is Pennington, right?
Did not.
Cole Pennington. The other one is Owen McCown.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember Owen McCown because I remember talking about he went to, was it La Tech or no, not La Tech, Colorado State, maybe. It was one of those schools that I was trying to bet on last year. And I remember talking about maybe he was on UTSA or Marshall, but I think he was somewhere else last year for whatever reason. I remember trying to sell people on that concept.
It's just weird. It's weird seeing these last names having been a kid when their dads were playing and now seeing them start for colleges.
Wow. I just got really old.
Really fast.
He looks super young too, Owen McCown.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. So it was Colorado last year, not Colorado State. He did start a couple games for Colorado, like 1 or 2, if that.
And then go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying I went from betting on Frank Harris, who's like age 48, to betting on I mean, no wonder why I'm going to lose my bet tonight.
Well, and the best part is the very next tweet was from one of the Husker people that I follow, and you got Dominic Riola's son coming in at quarterback. So now we've come full circle. All these players when I was a kid, all their kids are now playing, and I got really old really fast. All right, so my plays though. Let's go ahead. I got a money line left, and then I think I have a first half play. I will go with the more juice line for my 2-unit play, and I'm gonna zig. I know that they're the favorite, but I don't think anybody really sees them as the favorite. I'm gonna take Michigan money line. I think we're gonna end up with a Michigan-Texas national championship game. I think that's the way for ESPN and the money powers that be to get their revenue value out of a national championship game without having an SEC school. I think it has to be Michigan, Texas, if it's not going to have Bama. So I think you're going to see Texas win. I think you're going to see Michigan win. I think that's going to be our national championship game. And I mean, they had that classic Rose Bowl matchup back with Vince Young. These two teams do well when they play against each other in bowl games. So I'm going to take Michigan money line. And then I'm going to take, for a first half play, I'm going to go back to Utah Northwestern. I'm going to go first half under 20.5 at -110.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. What was the juice on the money line?
122.
Okay. And under 20.5 at a -110.
It's just weird seeing all these last names come full circle.
And it's hard too. You're right. All these last names coming for full circle. But even crazier to think, like when you look at some of these pictures, like that picture of Owen McCown, he looked so young when we were talking about UTSA. I mean, he looks like a baby.
And the best part is it was the no context college football Twitter page. Like, so there's just no context.
Yeah,
The
love
last
it.
name's McCown versus Pennington.
So I was gone when you guys were talking about. Is that Josh McCown's son?
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I have two
Dude.
tweets in a row. The first one has Owen McCown versus Cole Pennington, and then the next one is about Dylan Riola being Dominic's son. So all of these 90s and early 2000s legends having their kids play quarterback in the NFL.
That's right. Pennington's son starts this game anyway, starts for Marshall. That's right.
Yeah.
Huh. Crazy.
Marshall legend.
Yeah.
People
Chad
forget.
Pennington.
Touchdown Marshall, by the way. They're up
Touchdown
6-0
Marshall.
after a interception. Mr. McCown is 0 for 2 with an INT so far.
That's not great.
Not great, but let's keep the vibes up though, boys. We still got time. Lots of game left. Lots of game left. Beast, you're up. You need a first half. No. What do you need?
I think the last one I need is team total, I
You
believe.
need a team total. Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go University of South Florida, USF, over 26.5 team total. Line on that's -125 against Syracuse. This is going to be a back and forth game. Spread's only at like 2 or 3. I think it's going to be a back and forth game. I think there's probably actually a little bit of value if you were to take USF +3. I think they're a really live dog. I think over 26.5 is a great look. I think there's going to be plenty of points. I'm just asking for 27. So if we could get 27 out of USF, I think this is going to be a game that we see go into like the 60s as like a full team or a full total, I should say. So I could see like a 35-31 type finish, on either side. USF over 26.5. I really like it. I think they're going to find their way to 30 points.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, gentlemen, I need a full game over under, and I'm going to kind of zig, I think, when everyone else is going to zag in a playoff game, and I'm going to take Alabama, Michigan over 45. People are going to think that, Michigan is a type of team that likes to slow you down, likes to run the ball a little bit. I think Milroe is going to make that Michigan defense think a little bit. I think that in order for Michigan to keep up with Bama and to beat Bama, I think they need to score quite a bit of points. So I think this over is going to hit. I also see 67% of the public betting the over, and I love fading the public. So I'm going to take Alabama, Michigan over 55 for my final unit. And that's where I'm going to go. Action, looks like you have Mr. Irrelevant here, and you need a team total.
So I couldn't disagree with you more on that Alabama-Michigan game. I'm just kidding. I'm going Michigan team total over 22.5, and that's at a -125.
Okay.
I think the Wolverines will score a few points against that Alabama defense.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, let me go through the teams here really quick, gentlemen. Then we can do, if we have any honorable mentions, we'll do honorable mentions, and then we'll get to our pick 'em. Corey, James Madison -1.5. Maryland, Auburn over 47.5. Northwestern team total under 17.5 at a -135. Michigan money line at a -122, and Utah Northwestern first half under 20.5 at a -110. Beast Wyoming first half -1.5 at a -115. SMU Boston College over 50.5. Oklahoma State money line at a +114. Missouri -1.5, and USF team total over 26.5 at a -125. Myself, UCF -4.5. Washington money line at a +169. Duke team total under 17.5 at a -130. James Madison Air Force first half under 20.5 at a -110, and Alabama Michigan over 45. Finally, actions team Michigan -1.5. Texas money line at a -185. Minnesota Bowling Green first half under 20.5 at a -128. Texas Washington under 63, and Michigan team total over 22.5 at a -125. So let's go through honorable mentions if we have any. Corey, do you have any honorable mentions you wanted to list at all?
No, I learned to just keep my mouth shut in this episode.
Okay. Beast, any honorable mentions you want to list off?
I'd love to take Texas money line. I just held off. That almost was my money line play. I almost actually took Washington as a money line play too. Just both of them could look good. That game's gonna be so fun. I wanted to have something on it. Maybe I'll end up finding something. Maybe I could sneak in like a team total just on like a personal bet or whatever. That game's gonna be fun. I'm really glad too that we are gonna have kind of a, I don't know, Texas. I feel like their fans talk so heavy about how good they are, and we're gonna have a real test of like, can that defense hold up against Michael Penix? Because Michael Penix brings it, dude. Like they throw, I forget what the stat was, but for a long time throughout Washington's season, they threw the ball more than like anybody in the country. They're going to be coming at Texas, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good quarterback matchup too when you really think about it. So that's going to be the better of the CFB games, if you ask me. But I also say that Alabama and Michigan could be a lot closer than everybody's expecting. So only a 1.5 to 2 point spread. So like Vegas expects it to be very close. It's just everybody else that I feel like everybody's like, no, Michigan's going to be fine. Michigan's going to be fine. I feel like Vegas typically knows they're pretty spot on with some of these things. So,
Yep, absolutely. The only other line I had was South Alabama -16. I saw action win a lot of money with South Alabama earlier in the year. I think Eastern Michigan stinks, so I think it's not going to be really close here. So like South Alabama -16. Action, any honorable mentions at all you want to throw out?
No.
Okay. pretty emphatic. No.
There are 2 bowl games left. That's it.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, we did this last week, and let's do it again. So we are going to do the remaining college football bowl games, and we're going to do a pick 'em. So we've been giving you lines all the time. Now we're just going to do the winners. So we're going to do it rapid fire style. So you're just going to give the team that you think is going to win, and that's it. No explanation at all. We will have challenge flags. We'll reset the challenge flags if anyone has a challenge they want to use. But otherwise, let's do the same order of the snake draft just to keep things simple. So we'll go Corey, Beast, myself, action every single time, and that's going to be the order. So, gentlemen, if we're ready to go, let's get started. Let's start with the roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl, South Florida, Syracuse.
South Florida.
who's next? Is it me? Yeah.
Yeah, you're after Corey in the snake.
Okay. Well, South Florida, I think you guys know it. I just gave away their team total. So South Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to go South Florida as well.
Let's go Bulls, South Florida.
All right, clean sweep there. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl, Georgia Tech, UCF.
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 UCF by a large margin.
UCF.
Okay, so far so good. The Birmingham Bowl, Troy versus Duke.
Duke.
I'm going Troy.
I'm going to go Troy as well.
Under. Oh, Troy.
Yeah, that under is definitely a play for sure. The Camellia Bowl, Arkansas State, Northern Illinois.
Give me Northern Illinois.
Ooh, I'm going Arkansas State. I
don't
almost took their spread. Talk about honorable mention. I like them.
Okay. I don't know if he's playing or not, but Rocky Lombardi, Northern Illinois.
Arkansas State.
Okay.
There we go, action.
We got a split there. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl, James Madison Air Force.
James Madison.
James Madison.
I'm going to go Air Force.
Okay.
Air Force.
All right. Clean
Nice
sweep
split.
there.
Like it. No, that was split, right?
Oh, that was
2-2,
clean
2-2.
split, I meant. Clean split.
Okay, yeah. Split.
The bowl game I know we're all going to be watching, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Georgia State, Utah State.
Utah State.
I'm going Utah State as well.
I'm going to go Georgia State.
Utah State.
Okay. 3-on-1 there. The 68 Ventures Bowl, South Alabama, Eastern Michigan.
South Bama.
Eastern Michigan. Shout out Ypsilanti.
He's got I'm going South Alabama.
South Alabama.
You got to go South Alabama. Actually.
I was gonna say at this point.
Made my year. Yep.
The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, Utah Northwestern.
Northwestern.
It's gonna be Northwestern. I just don't think Utah's having as many guys play as I expected. I've seen that line change quite a bit.
This game's going to suck, but I'm going to go Northwestern.
Yeah.
Utah.
Okay.
Somebody's got to go Utah. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say somebody's got to go Utah. I don't know. I didn't really expect any of this out of Northwestern this year.
Yeah.
This is probably the first time I've actually like tailed them. I feel like all year long I tried to convince myself, no, they're overrated. No, they're overrated. And then they kind of found themselves into a bowl game, and they're
Don't get it twisted. I'm not betting it. It's one of those moments where it's like, I know what I need to do, but I don't have the strength to do it type of
Correct.
thing.
like it. Yeah. Like it.
All right. The Easy Post Hawaii Bowl, Coastal Carolina, San Jose State.
San Jose.
I'm going Coastal Carolina.
I'm with Corey. I'm going San Jose. Me and Beast have been on opposite sides quite a bit.
San Jose State by a mile.
Ooh.
They
right.
win this game by like
We're
30.
having a
I should have
3-1
played this
there.
one.
All right. Sounds good. The Quick Lane Bowl, Bowling Green, Minnesota.
Go with the Gophers here. I don't want to sing that.
I'm going Bowling Green. I want to be at this game. They did this game December 26th. This game is going to be at Ford Field. They did this game December 26th, so I don't want to go off on too much of a tangent, but they did a 2:00 start time. Why would you do that? If anybody has to work the day after Christmas, I get it. Most people have the day off, but do a 7:00 game, dude, because I would have gotten off work. I guarantee I would have been at that game. 1,000%. 1,000% I've gotten free tickets or bought $5 tickets. Like, tickets are going to be cheap. But they did a 2:00 start time on a day that some people have the day off, but that's not just like a normal day to have off. Like, so it's actually a little bit frustrating to me because they used to do this game at a night game. Like, they've done that in the past. Anyways, I'm going to go Bowling Green. It's not a disrespect on Minnesota. This is a sleepy spot. I just said it was, so.
I'm going to go Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Figured as much.
Love it.
The Serve Pro First Responder Bowl, Texas State, Rice.
Texas State.
Texas State.
I'm going to go Rice.
Okay.
Texas
okay.
State.
Okay. Sounds good. The Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Kansas, UNLV.
Rock Chalk.
Oh, yeah, baby. Let's go Jayhawks.
Yeah, Kansas by a large margin.
Kansas.
Okay. Sounds good. The Military Bowl, Virginia Tech, Tulane.
Tulane.
Yeah, I'm going to Tulane as well.
Yep, me as well.
Virginia Tech.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
Sounds
Gotta
good.
switch it up. Gotta.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl, North Carolina, West Virginia.
WVU.
This is going to catch people off guard, but I actually think North Carolina can win this game. I think their money line's over 200. So anybody out there trusts them, that would be a really nice hit. We're going to go North Carolina.
I would have bet North Carolina if May played, but I figured he won because he's ready for the draft. But I'm going to go West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Okay. Sounds good. The DirecTV Holiday Bowl, Louisville, USC.
I'll go USC.
Ooh.
Louisville.
Yep, Louisville.
Louisville.
All right. Sounds good. The Tax Act Texas Bowl, Texas A&M, Oklahoma State.
Okay, State.
Okay, State. You guys know I had to do it.
I want neither of these teams to win. I want this game to end in a tie, but if I have to choose,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
choosing Oklahoma State.
Okay.
I'll go Cowboys with you.
All right. Sounds good. The Wasabi Fenway Bowl, SMU, Boston College.
Ooh. Let's go Ponies.
Yeah, Ponies. We got to go with you, Corey, man. I think Corey's actually had some pretty good plays. I've been kind of on the same side as him, so we're going to stick with that trend here.
I like SMU as well.
Boston College.
Okay.
Either way, the over has to hit. That's all I
Games
care
at
about.
Fenway. I'm going at Fenway Park in Boston. I got to go Boston College.
Yeah. Either way, the over will hit. That's all we need.
Well, let's go from Fenway to, I believe, Yankee Stadium. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Rutgers, Miami,
Pinstripe.
Florida.
You know what? Fuck it. Rutgers.
There we go. Rutgers. We got to go.
Yeah, Van Dyke transferred, and I think Miami's in shambles, so I'm going to go Rutgers.
New York team in New York. Give me Rutgers.
All right.
There we go. I love it. That would be a good win for them. I actually think they deserve it. They deserve it.
Absolutely. Greg Schiano, man.
Yeah.
He just got paid. He got a nice extension.
Talk about culture. Yeah, he'll have his guys ready. There's certain coaches that are good motivators like that, and that do care about bowls. There's some coaches, like, respectfully, Lincoln Riley doesn't strike me as one to care about a bowl game unless it was a CFP game.
Correct.
There's certain coaches out there, I'm just like, they're not going to motivate. So Greg Schiano, not one of those.
Absolutely.
He's going to motivate. He's going to motivate.
All right. The Pop-Tarts Bowl, North Carolina State, Kansas State.
Kansas State.
I'm going to go North Carolina State here.
I'm going to go Kansas State.
K-State.
Okay.
There we go.
Sounds good. The Valero Alamo Bowl, Arizona, Oklahoma.
I don't know. It's the Alamo Bowl. Go with the over. But no, I'll take I'm sorry, Kyle. I'll take Arizona.
No. We got to go Boomer Sooner, baby.
I've been one to not do bets on my teams. So I want to do a no play here. But I don't think you guys will let me do it. So
A small play. It's not even like it doesn't even count.
it's a pick 'em, I guess. Oklahoma.
Yeah, you could be biased in this. It's just a pick 'em.
Okay.
Arizona.
Oklahoma. All right, we got a split there.
Ooh, I like the split. That could be a fun game. That could be. Could.
I think that's a great contrast in style. I think the bowl, whatever bowl, whoever's on that bowl committee did a good job picking their teams.
Agreed.
Well, Gabriel's not playing, correct?
Correct. Because he's transferring.
And yeah, I was gonna say I forget where he announced he was transferred, but I knew he was
Plays for
transferring.
Washington, doesn't he?
Yeah, now
Yeah, he went to Washington.
Yeah, now. Yeah, no, but still, Oklahoma recruits, like, they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
I'm excited about Jackson Arnold, though. I'm looking forward to the future that he's going to have with Oklahoma.
Yep. I like it.
All right. Sounds good. All right, the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, Clemson, Kentucky.
Clemson.
Kentucky. We're going Kentucky.
Yep, Kentucky as well.
Clemson.
All right,
I
another
like that
Clemson
split.
beat. Another
Me and Kyle are back on each other's sides here.
Yep, we're back together now, Beast. All right, the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, Oregon State, Notre Dame.
Ooh.
There's one way to go with this, in my opinion.
Oregon State.
Notre Dame. Oregon State's not going to have anybody there, I don't think. They've cleaned house, man. It's kind of been bad. Michigan State, I've had to see it because everybody's just yapping. But I don't think they have a coaching staff in place there. Like they've taken a lot of Oklahoma State coaches over. A lot of the players are leaving. It's a mess. It's a mess. No DJU, no backup quarterback, Aiden Childs. Shout out Aiden Childs, new Michigan State recruit. Going to be good. But yeah, no, I don't know what they're going to do. So I got to fade them.
Beast and I were on opposite sides for a while there. We're riding together for a lot of these plays. I'm going Notre Dame as well.
Fighting Irish.
All right. Sounds good. All right, the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, Memphis, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
I'm going to go Iowa State here.
This is a home game for Memphis, so I'm going to go Memphis.
Memphis.
Okay.
Okay, we get another split.
Sounds good. The Trains Perfect Music City Bowl, Auburn, Maryland.
Maryland.
I'm going Auburn here.
This game might suck worse than Northwestern Utah.
I agree.
This game stinks. I'll go Auburn.
Okay.
Auburn.
Okay.
Sounds good. The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl, Toledo, Wyoming.
Wyoming.
I'm gonna go Toledo.
Ooh, shout out the Mac.
Wyoming.
Craig Bowles last game.
Yeah.
I think action kind of gave me the backup on that one too. I thought it was going to be Craig Bowles last game. I was pretty sure, and he was like, "Yep." So yeah, shout out.
True. Yep, that's true. We'll see where that goes. The ReliaQuest Bowl, Wisconsin, LSU.
Oh, Wisconsin.
I'm gonna go Wisconsin here. I think. Yeah, I think Wisconsin. I actually do. I know Corey's a little bit higher on Wisconsin than everybody else. But I think I'm actually gonna go Wisconsin here. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with it. I think that's the right play.
LSU has.
I'm not saying I disagree with I'm not saying I disagree with the play. You're the biggest Wisconsin hater there is. That's why I was so surprised you took him.
LSU's got no quarterback and no defense.
Okay. I'm going LSU.
I love Luke Fickell. He has a great offense, but I'll go LSU.
Corey has thoughts about Luke Fickell we can bring up sometime.
No, I remember those thoughts. That's why I meant.
That take is still holding strong.
He was in a playoff, Corey. That's all I got to say. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, Iowa, Tennessee.
I'll zig when everybody's going to zag. Give me the Hawkeyes.
I'm going Hawkeyes here too. I think that defense is going to be all it takes. That's really the factor here. For whatever reason, I somehow believe that they can hold down anybody. SEC, give me anybody. I think they can do it. Their defense is probably, I'd argue, better than last year. I'd argue that.
I was ecstatic to see that we got Tennessee over LSU or Ole Miss, so I'm really pumped. I think this is probably their best matchup. I'm going Iowa as well.
Not only will Brian Ferentz ride into the sunset after this one, once again, I think the old man steps down. I got Iowa.
Ooh, yeah.
I think he does. I think he does too. Action. I've been saying that in the group chat for a while, and on the side, I really think that this is Kirk's last game. I really do.
I don't think it's. I won't get off on a tangent because I know we got other games to get to, but I don't think it would be a bad thing for Iowa if that happened. I think if Iowa moved on, shout out Kirk Ferentz and everything he's done. But I do think if he stays, it's going to become too long at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, at some point. If it's not there yet, if some fans I'm sure feel like that, but
This is going to make Action and Corey feel old, but Kirk's been coaching about as long as I've been alive.
yeah,
So.
exactly.
Shout out Hayden Fry. He was my favorite Iowa coach.
People forget that Hayden Fry had Bob Stoops, he had Bill Snyder, he had Kirk Ferentz, he had the old Wisconsin coach.
Barry Alvarez.
Yes.
Hold on. I got to stop you here. Anybody under the age of 30, nobody 30 and above forgets this, Kyle. Nobody forgets the Hayden Fry coaching.
You have to realize that me and Beast are young.
I get it, but like you're
just, very young.
The vast majority of men who watch college football are over 30 and above, and none of us forget the Hayden Fry coaching tree. Like this thing is it's infamous. Nobody will forget that.
Fair. All right, gents. So let's go on to the New Year's Six bowl games. Let's do the non-playoff game first. Let's go to the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, Missouri, Ohio State.
Actually, fun fact: Bo Pelini's part of that same coaching tree. Just so we're on the same page.
Oh, there you go.
He was a grad assistant. I'm going to take Missouri.
Yep, Missouri as well.
Mizzou.
There we go.
Sounds good. The Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, Ole Miss, Penn State.
Oh, I want to say Penn State, but I just got a funny feeling it's going to be Ole Miss. Give me Ole Miss.
I'm going Penn State here.
Yep, I'm going Penn State as well.
James Franklin finally wins a big game, right? Penn State.
All right. Sounds good. The Capital One Orange Bowl, Georgia, Florida State.
Dude, Florida State. Give me Florida State. Seriously, and I'm not even joking.
I already know who I'm going to take.
No, I'm going Florida State here, actually.
You can't.
No.
Challenge flag. You're not allowed. We do not want you on this side of the fence, Beast. Get back over there. You know you want to be over there. Go ahead. No. Get out of here. You know you're going to pick Georgia. You know you want Georgia. You don't think Florida State's one of the best four teams. Deep down, you think Georgia's a better team. Deep down, we know you do. Challenge flag.
I do, but it feels like a trap, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Does that kind of make sense?
That does.
It makes perfect sense.
It kind of feels like Georgia should win this game by a lot. But I could easily see Georgia just not taking it that serious. We missed the playoff. I could easily see them mailing it in, and Florida State somehow wins this game. But would it be somewhat of poetic justice for all my takes if Georgia won? So it's that would be a win-win for me. So yeah, you know what? We'll flip it for Corey's sake, for my take's sake. We'll go Georgia. We're gonna stick Georgia. I can't make the statements I've made and then flip it now. You got to stick with it. I'm not gonna be that guy that's doing the 50-50. We got to go with Georgia. We gotta.
I will say this does feel like UCF Auburn.
Yeah.
That's a relatively good comparison. I kind of like that.
I've been riding the Florida State bandwagon. I'm not stopping here. I'm taking Florida State.
Have to.
Florida State already has opt-outs, right?
Oh, I didn't.
A defensive end I just saw on the ticker.
Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going Georgia. I don't think either one of these teams cares.
That's fair too. And that's kind of the bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of sucks because these were like your teams that, should care.
Well, I mean, 15, show my age here a little bit, but I remember a Sugar Bowl where Rich Rod in West Virginia went and beat Georgia when they were massive underdogs because it was a BCS bowl game and people still cared, even though they weren't in the national championship. This is one of those games that it used to be like that. You still had to watch because people still cared, and now, it loses its luster.
Even more reason we need that 12-team playoff for sure. We do.
Yeah, now I see Trey Benson also opted out for Florida State, right? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there are another like 3-4 opt-outs today.
I'm curious if Coleman and Wilson are playing, because that might change my view if they don't play, but I'm sticking.
Johnny Wilson already opted out.
God damn it. Okay.
Go over there, Kyle. I'll stay over here by myself.
No, I want them to win. That's the thing, is I want them. I'm staying with Florida State. Let's move on. I'm staying with Florida State.
Motivation for sure.
Yeah, Georgia might have 30 kids opt out. I mean, I could be starting at quarterback there by the time it's done. I don't know.
You have a house for another year, so you might as well.
Who knows? 2 more weeks probably till that game, right? Something like that.
Something crazy.
So who knows, man? Players are opting out day of.
I mean, people are flipping to Nebraska in the recruiting. Maybe all the people will enter the portal and go to Nebraska.
Maybe.
True. I heard Keon Coleman to Nebraska.
He's going.
That would be sick. That would, dude. If that happened, I'd be so upset.
There was a hot second where that Texas A&M receiver was linked to us.
All right. 3 more games left. The VRBO Fiesta Bowl, Liberty, Oregon.
Is Bo Nix playing? Do you guys know that off the top of your head?
Yes.
Yes. Go Oregon then, because if he wasn't, it'd be Liberty for sure.
I'm going Liberty because Bo Nix is playing, but everybody else in that offense is opted out. So I'm going to go Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go Oregon on the money line, but I would play Liberty plus the points. Yeah.
That's a huge spread.
That's fair.
Huge spread. All right, now let's go to the last 2 games, the college football playoff. Let's start with the Rose Bowl. Number 1, Michigan. Number 4, Alabama.
Michigan.
Alabama.
Michigan.
All right.
Yeah, I like it.
Split down the middle. And the last game, the All-State Sugar Bowl. Number 2, Washington. Number 3, Texas.
Texas.
I'm going Texas here.
Washington.
Texas.
All right.
Another touchdown. Fuck this, dude. No, I'm done.
Marshall scored again?
Yes. Yeah, they're up like 14-0. If Frank Harris was in this game, you can't tell me it'd be different.
Hey, people forget.
Yeah.
Western Kentucky was down 28-0 and came back and won against Old Dominion. So
true.
Well, they also switched quarterbacks in that game.
True.
Western Kentucky's first quarterback turned it over twice for touchdowns, right? And right now we got Mr. McGowan is 1 for 6 for 1 yard, 2 interceptions. So unless UTSA is going to switch quarterbacks, that game's over.
Oh, and McCown, Iowa incoming.
Wild.
All right, gentlemen, let's round out the show with upsets and locks of the week. Upset during the regular season had to be an underdog of at least 7 points, and they have to win outright to get a win. However, during bowl season, because we're so limited on games, any underdog counts. Current standings right now. Action, congratulations. You have took home the upset of... Oh, you haven't yet. I lied. That's lock you taken home. But unless you lose and I win, the worst you can do is tie. You have 5 upsets of the week. I have 4. Beast and Thomas have 2, and then everybody else, Corey, DJ, VFC, PG, and Pace all have 1. So let's go through our upsets of the week, and Corey, we will start with you.
Florida State.
Had to be. All right. Sounds good. Beast, we'll go to you now.
I'm going UNC here. I talked about that money line being a little bit pretty. I know Drake May is out, but some tells me that's a good line. It's 6.5, so it's not even that full 7, but I like that. We're gonna go UNC.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to go with my money line play for my upset of the week. I'm going Washington over Texas. I think Washington can pull it off, and I think they have the offense to get it done. So I'm going to take Washington over Texas. And action, you can win outright if you get a win this week. What do you got for your upset of the week?
I play to win. I'm competitive. Give me Washington.
I can't fucking believe that. God damn it.
That's a great call, though.
Hey, I had
that's a
nothing
good
to lose, right?
He
I
did
locked it
say-
up. I just locked it up.
He did say too that he liked that play earlier, so it's not like this was out of nowhere.
Congratulations on upset of the week, then. God damn.
Thank you. I
That's a
appreciate
good
that.
call. It's a good call. That's a good play too.
I mean, I'm on Texas money line, but you know what? What the heck? Let's go Washington for the upset of the week.
That's super smart. And now going to lock of the week. Lock of the week, very simple. If the lock hits, you get a win. If it doesn't, you don't. Action, congratulations, you've won lock of the week as well with an 11-3 record. DJ's in second with a 2-1. Beast is in third with a 5-3. Corey's in fourth with an 8-6. PG's in fifth with a 2-2. I'm in sixth with a 7-8. Thomas is in seventh with a 5-9. VFC is in eighth with a 1-2. Pace not rated, but he's with the 1-1. That is pending, though. That is pending this UTSA game. So that is pending. But I did the math. It doesn't matter if this loses and Action's lock loses. He's still going to win outright no matter what. So congratulations there. So let's go through our locks of the week. I've sucked this year, so I'm just going to do what I did last week and go with my 5-unit play. UCF -4.5. I think Georgia Tech's a bunch of frauds, and I think John Reese Plumlee's going to throw all over them. So I'm going to take UCF -4.5 as my lock of the week. Beast, we'll go to you. Your lock of the week.
I'm gonna do it. Wyoming first half -1.5. This was the one that I went with for my 5-unit play, just like Kyle said. They're gonna come out hot first half, so we're gonna go Wyoming first half -1.5.
Okay. Sounds good. Corey, what do you got for your lock of the week?
I danced around this play on this game, so I'm just going to make sure that I pepper the board on it, and I'm going to take Utah Northwestern full game under 41.5.
Okay. Under 41.5. Okay. Sounds good. I'm glad you got plays in that game because, again, I'm not touching that game because that game's going to suck. But good luck to you, sir. And Action, rounded out your lock of the week.
Michigan -1.5.
Ooh.
All right.
I have to respect it. I do.
For sure. All right, gentlemen. Well, since this is the last show, I really quick wanted to just say thank you. First of all, thank you to our panelists, Corey, Beast, Action, Thomas, PG, VFC, and DJ have come in as subs as well as Pace. So thank you. Particular to you guys that do it every single week, as well as Beast that does it every other week. Thank you for your commitment every single week. Thank you to Pace. Pace has edited every single episode, added an intro song to every single episode, cut out parts that maybe shouldn't have been included in the episode, and has watched every single episode for that. And he gets every episode on YouTube. So thank you to him. And thank you to you listeners, first and foremost. We don't do this show just for giggles and laughs. We do it to help you guys out with bets and help you guys out just make good plays with college football. And I think we've done that this year. So just once again, want to say thank you. It's been a great season, and I've really, really enjoyed working with you guys. And I'm ready for season 4 already. I'm ready for season 5 and just beyond, just to keep producing content. But just, again, thank you to you guys just for all your hard work. I know it takes time out of your day to prep and to be on the show, and you miss out time with family and friends and stuff like that. And it doesn't go unnoticed by me. So I just want to say thank you guys for all the work that you guys do for the show.
Thank you for hosting, Kyle.
Yeah. I was gonna say Kyle's been the guy, man. Appreciate you hosting, and I was gonna say Kyle's the backbone of this production, man. He's kind of kept us on track when we get off track.
Yeah, and some shows have gotten off track for sure.
So, yeah, some shows have gotten a little bit off track.
Corey, Action, anything to say before we wrap up the show?
Good season. Had a lot of fun with you. Some more than others. Thinking about you, Action. Never singing for you again. But no, it's been fun. I love doing this every year.
Absolutely. Action, you came on. This is your first year doing it. And right away, everyone on the panel just was impressed with you and was really enjoyed working with you. So hope you do it again next year. And let's not just stop here with college football. Let's do more content with college basketball and other stuff too. I'd love to continue to work with you, but it's been great to get to know you this year with college football.
Yeah, I at the beginning of the year, I didn't think Corey and I were ever going to talk to each other again. We started with a little friction there, but as the year grew, it was a lot of fun. So, I got bragging rights this year, but next year it can definitely flip on a dime.
Yeah, we're getting that 5 bits of broken chair next year.
That line will go down too, as I'll give you another award. Action. That was the best line of the season. And I'm like Coach Dion. I keep receipts too, Corey.
Hey, there we go.
Like it.
That was good. But all right, gentlemen. Well, hey, this was a lot of fun. Great season. Merry Christmas to you guys. Happy holidays. And that'll do it for season 3 of the Kota Kappa College Football Central Show. We will be back for season 4, and we look forward to it. And may all your bets win.
Peace out, boys.